talk about the technology part, because these plans are all good, but of course they're reliant on other things. Some of them from the private sector. For example, there was a lot of excitement with the rollout of Elon Musk's satellite system, but there were reportedly some problems with that. But what have you been hearing? What has been your experience?
Well, for me, there are successful use cases. I hear that, under the Office of Connectivity, they were able to have good use cases, especially down to the far-flung areas of the Philippines. Because a lot of area in the Philippines, you cannot install fiber optics. So you need to use satellites. So not only the Starlink technology, but the ICT also use like VSATs and other satellite providers to reach out also even the far-flung areas. So the idea here is not only connectivity, but they combine that with the use case. So meaning that's why we have the solutions, the eGov Super App, the eLGU, the eReport, so that they're able to enjoy and also ask the LGU to support as well. Because we need also the support of the local government units, to make sure that they have connectivity. So this is a joint collaboration, between the government, the LGU, and the private sector.
So, for example, Starlink is already available nationwide now, or there have been some problems in some areas, or how is it coming along? I know it's not part of the government, but you need them also to roll out some of these programs, right? Well, what have you been hearing?
I'm not fully aware right now on the Starlink issues, but I hear that there are success stories already. The Starlink. And it's quite an high-end technology where you can just bring your satellite using a backpack, and you can have internet connectivity even to the far-flung areas. But for me, we rely right now on the existing connectivity. So we even ask, or even the telco, to really help sustain and maintain also the existing connectivities, especially the free Wi-Fi projects.
And I understand the broadband plan is not your project per se, but as you said, you're working with different departments, also different people from DICT itself. How is that project coming along? Because this is going to be important also to connect the far-flung LGUs throughout the country, right?
Yes, so we're all proactive right now. We have upskilling handled by USEC Giselle. So she's doing a lot of upskilling.
She's the one in charge of the broadband.
No, that's not upskilling side. USEC Nuestro. Angelo Nuestro. He's the one doing the connectivity side.
I see.
So he's the one doing the free Wi-Fi project, national broadband plan. So I can see a lot of activities. So for me, I am handling more on the e-government side. So so we are in close collaboration because e-government is useless without connectivity. E-government cannot be sustained without upskilling. So we go hand in hand together.
No, I understand. As I said, came from Davao. Davao is also looking at connecting directly to Davao rather than relying on connections from Luzon. Are there many of those also that the DICT is working on as far as you're aware of?
Yes, we're partnering to all LGUs. So in fact, we are merging our strength with them because if they're doing something, we need to integrate them. To make sure to have national visibility also. I also hear that we need to have a monitoring system of the whole area of the Philippines so that we know which area we need to help, we need to assist. Because maybe we're trying to do something here, but there are already connectivity here. Why we need to do more connectivity there? So we need to be strategically, putting all of these satellites or connectivity so that more Filipinos will enjoy more e-government solutions.
So what are some of the concerns that you have? I mean, besides, the availability of the skilled workers, what are the other concerns that you are, or DICT is looking at that need to be resolved, so that you can roll out these plans successfully?
I think the plan to migrate, from legacy systems to new ones. Sometimes, agencies still cling with their own old systems. Innovation cannot be dependent, to an old technology. It should be migrated.
Okay.
That's why we've been educating a lot of government agencies to have their own migration plan.
Okay.
Because it's too expensive, to maintain legacy systems.
Sure.
Super expensive.
Okay.
A lot of maintenance, a lot of cloud services, servers, and so on and so forth.
Right.
New technology nowadays are very light.
Okay.
They are easy to maintain, cheap.
Okay.
And it can be maintained, even few people.
Okay.
Okay. Maybe that's one. Another one is actually the collaboration between IT guys, of government agencies.
Okay. So coordination.
Coordination. So the good news is we have the CIO Council.
Okay.
This is our chairman is Secretary Ivan.
Okay.
So I am the CIO,
Okay.
the Chief Information Officer of the ICT.
Okay.
And agencies, they need to have their own CIO.
Okay.
Communication is also the big gap.
Okay.
Because government are not talking
To each other.
So sometimes they're doubling the task.
Right.
They're repeating the task.
So PNP might know about it, but the Bureau of Fire does it, or the other way around, or
Correct.
something like that. Yeah.
So now we started communicating. And the CIO Council is a very good venue for them to communicate,
Okay.
to tell what they have, so that if they have something, now agencies can use it.
Yeah.
If they also have something, maybe we prepare something here to link with them as well.
So what are some of those issues that you are looking to resolve within the CIO concept?
All agencies should be able to appoint their own CIOs.
Are they compliant? I mean, is it 100% compliance or now, or not
Not
yet?
right now, but
Okay.
a lot of agencies already complying.
Okay.
They submitted already their respective CIOs.
Okay.
Now, for the first time, we're able to know who's the responsible CIO in that
Right.
particular agency.
Right.
Because if you don't know who's responsible in doing
Right.
that innovation to their agency, we don't know who to talk to.
Right.
Right? So now the communication is fixed. Once that's solidified, I think we're able to communicate more and do more things together. Yeah.
Right. But I would imagine, that's still quite a large group, quite complicated. But how does it operate? Maybe you can give us an insight, because you're the one you're sitting on that body. Because you're talking about the entire government machinery here, right? So do you meet once a month, once a quarter, or is it by cluster, or how does it work?
Yeah. But as I said a while ago, the ICT is a non-sectoral agency.
Okay.
That's why we entice government agency to innovate on their own.
I see.
Okay, but we need to be notified.
So you give them general guidelines and then
Yes.
they implement on their own.
We're not gonna do everything, So
Okay.
this agencies should have their own innovation activities.
Okay.
They should plan and implement their own respective upgrades or enhancement of their technology.
Right.
But moving forward, we need to be somehow familiarized of what they do.
Right.
Because maybe what they're doing there is also being done already by other agencies.
Right.
I think the ICT is becoming like their enabler.
Right.
So we're trying to bridge those gaps so that they can achieve more innovation.
So what are you recommending to them that is, as you said, the low-hanging fruit? What are you recommending to them that they should do first so that they can, quickly have an impact on the other things that you are doing on a national level?
Well, in my own opinion, they need to revisit the foundation of technology that they have.
Okay.
Because we discovered a lot of...
Are you talking about operating system or
These are
hardware or all of the above?
Both.
Okay.
Both hardware, peopleware, and software.
Okay.
So these are the three vital things to fix
Okay.
if you would like to have your solid innovation.
Okay.
Number one, you need to have hardware that could
Okay.
support your operation.
Okay.
You cannot use an old hardware and
Right.
then implement things, new things. Software, you need to take a look at do you need to replace your system already, or do you need to enhance it? And then lastly, peopleware.
Okay.
Normally we neglect this, the
Okay.
peopleware.
Sure.
Normally we focus more on hardware and software, but we forgot peopleware is actually the one that will sustain both of them. And in my own observation, government agencies somehow, not neglect, maybe, if I may say, wasn't able to finance that.
Sure.
Okay, that's why I've been encouraging government agency to make sure that you have budget for your own peopleware.
Right.
So that you can sustain your operation. You need to hire more people,
Right.
new blood, new highly technical people
Right.
to help them, develop and implement things in their own respective agencies.
Yeah. How do you do that for some of the farther or more remote areas where maybe the availability of talent is not as not like what you would see, say, in Metro Manila or Metro Cebu or Metro Davao, right? Are there talent available, to work in some of those far-flung areas?
Personally, I don't really believe that we're out of talents. We have a lot of very good Filipino
You're
talents.
Not concerned about that? Okay.
I'm not. The only concern is every time a certain IT guy finish his school,
okay,
the first thing in their mind, like me before,
right,
I want to go abroad.
Right.
Okay, if the government were able to change that culture,
okay,
make not only IT profession,
right,
maybe all other profession in the government, if we're able to somehow tantamount to the salary or compensation,
right,
okay, equal maybe to the private,
right,
now we can entice them to stay in the government,
right,
because right now it's not actually attractive.
Okay.
So maybe that's maybe one of the biggest challenges in terms of innovation,
right,
in the government per se.
Well, you know very well what the situation is, but how big is the gap between what the government is offering and what they can possibly get working for the private sector? Is it something that's realistic for government to do something about it now, or do they have to, like you said, with the rollout of the ELGU and e-report, they have to do it in phases over maybe several years? Like, give us maybe an assessment on how difficult that is.
It depends. It depends on our support as well.
Okay.
We need also finance to roll this one out. We need to hire more people.
Okay.
Maybe we could also we need to have contractors also to help us out moving forward.
Okay.
Because in the ICT, personally, right now, I don't have contractors right now. We do everything in-house.
Right.
Yeah, we develop the super app, in-house. Okay. We develop the ELGU in-house.
And how many people are in your team?
Right now, I have around 200 people in e-government.
Right.
So we have around...
Not very many considering the scale of work you have to do, right?
I'm lucky enough that a lot of my good friends from the private, they join me. So they're willing to sacrifice with me. So I am glad, I'm very blessed that I have a lot of patriotic IT that they're willing to drop their high salary in the private to join me as well in the government. You see, but it might not be a long-term one.
Right.
That's why we've been fighting and we've been battling that hopefully in the future we have more budget in terms of manpower, to sustain them.
So that bill under Senator Cayetano, is that part of the part of the solution?
Yes.
So hopefully they're listening. So we'll be right back with Business of Politics. We're talking to DICT USEC, David Almirol.